In a world of reboots, remakes, and cinematic disasters, two dudes with no clue dare to ask, what the hell were they thinking? Popcorn ready, brains off, no film school, and no mercy. This is No Clue Movie Reviews.
What is up, and welcome to the No Clue Movie Reviews. I am your host, Jay, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, the bearded bastard himself, Malcolm.
Fuck this.
Today, we are going to be breaking down the sequel to Mortal Kombat.
It's showtime. Get over here!
Now, don't get too excited. No, I'm referring to the 1995 Mortal Kombat. That's right. We're doing Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I don't know why we decided to do this one, but here we are.
We knew it'd be a bad one.
Well,
we knew it was worse than the 95. We knew that, but we have definitely forgotten so much.
I have different memories of this movie from when I was a kid. It really, I don't know. I remember it being much better, but we will get there. We will get there. One interesting thing about this, it actually was partially, there's 3 writers on the movie, and one of them was Ed Boon, who is one of the co-creators of Mortal Kombat. So that was actually pretty cool to have him do that. But as far as actors go, only 2 came back to reprise their role from the first movie. Liu Kang and Katana. Everybody else was replaced.
I was already bothered by the first Raiden, but then this Raiden made me wish for the first Raiden.
I don't like this Raiden one bit. I don't know. I found him quite boring.
I didn't like the first. I grew to like the first Raiden because he didn't care that he wasn't even acting like a Raiden.
Wasn't it Christopher Lambert was the first?
Yeah,
Raiden?
that fucking laugh.
Well, there was one other actor that did come back. The guy that played Reptile in the first movie came back and played the new Sub-Zero.
So that's who that was. Okay.
Yeah, same guy. Before we get started, what is your history of this movie? Like I said, mine, I watched it a bunch as I say kid. I guess I would have been like 13, 12 when this movie came out. But I remember loving it.
Wow. Okay. I loved the first one, though I felt like it was not getting enough. And apparently this one put so much at me that I forgot everything. I just knew I didn't like it.
They really went all out on this one, trying to make it very much like the game. They do a lot of references that directly tie to the game, very much like the beginning of the movie. Naturally, we get the Mortal Kombat music that we all love. Who doesn't love the Mortal Kombat song, right?
Oh, it gets my tits hard still to this day.
The part where they put, the words on the screen where it said Mortal Kombat and then it said Annihilation, they did the Annihilation in the font to make it look just like it said Fatality. And I just thought that was a very nice touch for it.
Okay, yeah, okay. Especially since you said that one of the creators is the writer. I see evidence of that in everything except the overall story and direction. There are so many Easter eggs, which we didn't even know what Easter eggs were back then.
Yeah, I found quite a few things that caught my attention. There is a scene where there might be more than one, but there's definitely a scene where they do a direct fatality from the, I believe the first game, maybe the second one, but they do a fatality from one of the games where it's Sonya Blade blowing a kiss and the person catching fire and burning up. Yeah.
Right off the bat, 97, we were still very much, think of the movies that came out. We were perfecting the miniature era. It was the best stuff. Independence Day was covered in miniatures, and you still can't tell to this day what happened. What happened?
So I tried to be fair with this one and not go like Independence Day. Let's stick in 1997, but let's do another movie we've already covered. Spawn came out the same year. So I was doing a lot of comparison between
the CG in this one, if we're going to compare to Spawn was way ahead.
I mean, there were parts where I was really confused about how bad the CG was in this, and then other parts I was like, well, that was not terrible. So I found them to be comparable. I can't say Spawn was better, but I don't know if I can say it was worse either.
I would say Spawn, if you ignore the goofy problems that we had with it. Storyline, it was on par with the first Mortal Kombat, where it laid a potential of a franchise.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. So we get the movie starting with a big portal opening up, and we're at a temple, and we just happen to have Johnny Cage, Liu Kang, Sonya.
Well, it's because if you remember, it is immediately after the first one because they left this hook in the first one.
Okay, so this is a direct sequel. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's exact same day. They were just, hurrah, we've saved the world. Oh no, it's all going to hell.
Well, we get this, obviously then, you know that we have a portal that opens up then. And from this portal, you see shitty looking fireballs come out, which I guess are actually people teleporting down.
Yeah, and they keep using those exact animated fireballs throughout the entire movie. Every time these soldiers kept falling down, it's the exact same 5-10 frames over and over again. It didn't even matter what direction the fireball was going. The tail was always in the exact same position.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And like I said, that's why I went for Spawn on the comparison and not some other huge movie. This is when you start getting characters kind of shoved into the movie. And they do that a lot in this. They really wanted to add as
like
many
when they show off the team. They like line them up.
So Motaro, Ermac, Rain, and Shiva.
Even though like we're not seeing bad CG, it feels like TV series.
It does.
No one looks right. But did you recognize the Minotaur, who he is?
No, who is it?
That's fucking Malibu from American Gladiators.
I saw this guy coming, and I took the most excellent hit of my life. The next thing I knew, I was on the beach, taking in some cosmic rays, getting healed by Mother Nature.
There are 2 American Gladiators. Jax, it was an American Gladiator also.
Tell me you didn't recognize that yourself. Tell me that you
No, it was the cast. It was the cast because without the blonde hair, he only looks like Malibu with the blonde hair.
Okay.
Not with all this get up.
I was say he kind of looked like the guy from Born in East LA that was in the band with him with the eye patch on.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned Spawn. Guess who was actually supposed to play Jax, but left it to go play Spawn?
Oh, Michael J. White was?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Too bad we couldn't get John Leguizamo as Johnny Cage.
I mean, I guess we're kind of doing swaps for so many other characters. We might as well do a race swap on Johnny Cage. Who would care? Because it's this movie.
The swap on Sonya was such a downgrade. It was ridiculous.
Yes.
Raiden, yeah, it was a downgrade, but it was what it was.
It was just a downgrade in personality because I grew to eventually appreciate the personality of the first one. I needed the rice patty hat. Just give us the. They did it for Big Trouble in Little China. They can't do it for Mortal Kombat.
Dude, the Big Trouble in Little China is the best Raiden that's ever existed in a movie.
And it's not fucking Raiden, but it is Raiden. It's Raiden before there was a Raiden. Probably Raiden's based off those characters.
I think they are, or I think that was the general idea.
Yeah.
But we get, like I said, Shiva, Rain, Ermac, and Motaro facing down with, and then Shao Kahn pops up and is announcing something about the world's going to be destroyed in 7 days. And
so Christ exists in Outworld, according to them.
Yeah. So I think it's Jesus. We got Muslims. Like what do we got over there in Outworld?
Oh yeah. There are Buddhists in Outworld, so now we know Christ. So there's some. Oh, okay. I guess Outworld is just hell.
It'd be kind of funny to see Mormons riding around on bikes, going door to castle to castle. You get this fight between Raiden and Shao Kahn, and I know this you had to love because I know you love how women get involved in things here. You like how Raiden's controlling this fight, and then for some reason, Sonya Blade gets right up next to him, puts herself in harm's way, gets taken hostage, and this is where Raiden has to basically give up.
Yeah, it's nice. Everything's fine. Let him fight, but no, Shao Kahn. I'm fine with this costume. He should have kept it on. The rest of the movie, because it isn't like I'm astonished by who's behind it. And his voice, it sounds like a teenage girl who broke up with her boyfriend.
You have the power, Khan. You will never rule this world. As long as the portal remains open, your world becomes my world.
He left me for my sister.
And he keeps doing it. My daddy doesn't love me.
He sounds like what they imagine like a cartoon character would sound like for the villain.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you damn kids. But this part here, though, he's like I said, he's holding Sonya Blade hostage, and Cage tries to rescue her, and he gets, well, just flat out say it, he gets killed here, which was kind of shocking for Johnny Cage being such a huge character. But then again, I got to remember this is, first 2 Mortal Kombats,
I think it's based off the first 3.
It's basically he snaps Cage's neck because Raiden won't bow to him. Raiden, like, I guess they run off and they get into this underground, like, are they in like a catacombs? Where are they at here discussing this?
Anywhere that gets them out of the sunlight that they tried to make look dark. The sky replacement was so atrocious that I was so happy once they got underground, because that means they're not on location. It's weird how this movie looks bad on location versus when it's in a sound stage, and I'm happy that the stones are made of styrofoam. The entire first movie did that, and it looked great. There were outside scenes, but it was like beaches and stuff, things with interesting contrast color. They kept trying to do sky replacement for all these outside shots, and it just never looked right. It looked off all the time.
No, there's a lot of stuff that was off on this movie, but you said earlier something about looks like it's made for TV. Mm-hmm. They did a made for TV movie, or I think it was a TV series actually, called Mortal Kombat Conquest, I think is what it was called. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's like a 6-part series, and it looks about the same as this, if not better, to be honest.
Right. You're fine that it's lower budget, even though by the time you add up the price of each episode, it's as much as a film.
You expect that to be bad. This, I do believe, went to theater. This was a New Line Cinema movie. I'm pretty sure this went to theater. And there ain't no way that it made money.
Barely. I mean, not if you consider it. All right. The first budget for the first movie was 18 to 20 million. It returned 122. So there's your green light to make a sequel. But they did only allow them 30. They upped it to 30 million. And it only grossed 51.
Okay. Well, at least it made something.
Right. But usually you tack double for advertisement. So 30 million to make, another 30 million of advertisement. If you don't make double, it's a loss.
Well, so you said you were talking about the underground part here. This is where Raiden is explaining the situation to the remaining 3.
This can't be. We won the tournament. The rules say the Earth is safe for another generation.
Obviously, Khan has cheated and broken the rule.
Yeah.
And, Liu Kang wants to fight Khan, and he has to explain to him he's no match for Khan. Well, he decides to send Sonya off to find Jax, which I thought was pretty cool because I used to love Jax. Liu Kang to find Nightwolf, and he was going to go talk to the Elder Gods. Okay, so we're setting up plot. What is this travel system?
Yes, I mean, I would have been fine with magic medallions or mini portals that only work on Earth than hamster cages.
They've shown multiple times, hell, even in this movie, Raiden can open portals and send them directly to where they need to go.
Maybe they were thinking they were going to make a toy. I don't know. It's bad, but it's also an excuse just to get everyone to face their parts towards each other.
What's going on? Where are we? The interchange. Roll to your right.
I mean, if you slightly miss, you're just going to slam up against the side.
Yeah, what happens? I mean, that seems like that needs to be like precision. You need to have a driver in one of those.
Yeah, that'd be the equivalency of a redneck getting around his property by just using giant mud tires on top of hills to travel. Hops in it, rolls down to the next one. Well, you got to take this hamster ball back.
They said they're traveling at 600 miles per hour through the middle of the earth like that. And yes, if they fucking go to the right hard, like if he doesn't know that,
and she auto adjusted for his right, but they're facing each other. You got the classic "who's on second" situation right there. My left or your left? What? Bang.
But 600 miles an hour, how long were they in that cave where she had that much time to say that? That's a pretty big jump.
I mean, trying to talk at 600 miles an hour in open air.
Let's go to the Outworld. Now, this part is where I started comparing the movies of this and Spawn. And I said some of this was like not so great, but it was better than the Spawn graphics at this point. That when you first see Hell compared to Outworld.
Except there was all right, when you first see I keep just saying Minotaur. I have a problem with his actual name. When you first see him, they accidentally were clipping some of his tail in the top right corner. It just kept disappearing and coming back in. Shiva, her second arms were just clipping all over the place, because I get it. They've just filmed her again with her arms, or just recreate her exact arms and just lower them in the computer and put a slight delay.
I wish they would have done better with her, because they had Goro in the first movie, and he looked pretty damn good.
And he looked big.
Yeah,
that's both things with these two bosses. They're too small. They're just human size.
Yeah, Shao Kahn pissed me off because he's supposed to be like huge. He was a big dude.
You could have gotten a slightly bigger person, filmed him in proportion, just not have, that forced perspective, have stuff to make him look taller.
I mean, let's be fair. They could have found a big bodybuilder with the same acting chops as the guy they hired to do it.
What are you talking about?
You have 7 days or I will destroy you.
I'm going to take my helmet off. You have to look at my bald head for the rest of the movie.
Dude, there's one part where he puts the helmet back on where you're like, finally, he's going to put it on the fight.
Yeah, and it's back off. Fucking shit.
Like, oh, okay, so he's going to fight without it. Like, Jesus, so sick of staring at this fucker. He's like Timu, the guy that played the original Mummy.
You know what he played in later? That's not too bad of a role. Buffalo Bob on Joe Dirt.
Puts the lotion on its skin. Now!
Well, say it, don't spray it, brother. Dang.
I love that movie. Never saw the sequel. That's one we should do. Joe Dirt 2.
Solved it, forgot it.
Yeah, I did not like seeing Khan without his mask on. Hey, what is the deal with them going the Power Rangers route? Like, if they're on a ledge and they needed to jump down to the next ledge, it had to be this like very outrageous front flip or a very outrageous back flip.
Yes, I do have a note that no one uses stairs in this movie. I feel like, especially like Shiva, when she wanted to fight Matoro, whatever, they were getting into it, she hopped at them. If you ever remember playing those characters, they were so slow. The only way to get across the screen, even with most players, was hopping at each other. So I feel like that's a tongue-in-cheek little Easter egg.
Okay, I could see
be
that
just making that up.
No,
and plus they're all like there's a scene where they don't need to be doing anything, but it's an homage to the game. They're doing the idle animation. There's no reason for them to be moving, but they just like keep like my elbows like an hour. I just be fucking still.
Yeah, I'll give you that one, because when they they jump forward, they either do that little hop like Shiva does. So that's like if you're doing the barely hopping forward. Or they do that very elaborate, like front flip, which if
unnecessary jump. Well, yeah, it's like, oh, here's 4 steps. Whoa! I like that. It was corny, but I like it. I feel like that's tip of hat to the games.
Well, I immediately equated that to like Power Rangers, because that's everything they did in that movie was that TV show was flip off of this, flip off of that.
I'm sure they did it in the movies too, but
oh yeah, I can already remember the scenes where they're doing that. That's pretty awesome to think about it that way, because that just gives even more of a nod to the game.
I'm trying to give this movie any chance it gets, and it's not getting many more.
Well, we jump over to Liu Kang and Kitana walking and trying to find Nightwolf, and you got some what looks like fog rolling in.
Yeah, that's awfully clearly done in post on a computer, so it doesn't track right.
Well, basically this fog jumps right up behind him and it turns into a robotic figure, which I was assuming, okay, hey, look, we got Smoke here, who was one of 3 robots at this time. So this had to be Mortal Kombat 3, because I believe before that Smoke was a ninja character instead of a robot.
Right, because isn't that what the robots are? They're captured ninjas converted.
Yeah, they were... depending on what part of the story you're in, the robots are part of the Lin Kuei, and stuff like that. So, but Smoke, I still don't know why they went with him instead of Sector. The red robot, the opposite of the yellow robot, Cyrax, was one of the more popular ones. Smoke was cool, but I always liked him better as as the ninja as opposed to the robot.
I mean, and same thing with like Smoke. I mean, all I ever felt about the Smoke version robot or ninja was like, oh, it's just they just had to create a character real quick, so they just did a palette swap. Now you could say almost that's exactly what all the ninjas are, starting from the very beginning. It's just palette swapping one ninja. But it just once it got to like Smoke and stuff, it's like, okay, we're not too many ninjas.
I think they got. I don't even want to get into the count of they're. I'm sure they're at double digits by now of the actual ninjas, and I think they're at 3 or 4, maybe 5 of the robotic ninjas.
I lost track of what ninja was what in this movie. I forgot there was more than one. I kept thinking it was all the same one.
Well, speaking of the ninjas, we got this part here. Liu Kang is fighting Smoke and kind of getting his ass kicked. And looks like Smoke's about to shoot a missile out of his chest, which I thought was a Sector move in the series. I could be wrong. It is what it is. I have no clue. But it seems like they had the idea to put Sector in there and then decided, hey, let's do this cool Smoke, roll-in thing. They're like, well, we'll have to change the robot. That's how I kind of looked at that.
And I could see people going, oh, like they're gonna care. It's like, oh, your fan base are people who love this game. Give them that.
Well, at least here, this tracks with the original series. Sub-Zero shows up mid-fight here, freezes Smoke, and the missile that he was about to shoot blows him up. Smoke's gone. That was his short-lived thing here. Here's the deal, though. Sub-Zero died in the first movie. It's even mentioned here by Liu Kang how he killed him in the first movie. Come to find out, it was his brother that he killed in the first movie.
Oh, so that's... Wait. Now, yeah, and... Okay, I have a problem with the costume. It doesn't look right.
There will be others.
They tried to do more, and it looked worse.
Well, so with the scar on his eye... That's a definite tell that this was the second Sub-Zero in the series.
Yeah,
like he typically fought without his mask on.
Right, which I remember that from the game. So I was like, okay, they're going to take the mask off. So maybe it was just so they could remove the mask. But it looked like this actor missed costume fitting because the whole outfit don't look right.
Maybe that's why they had to get the guy that played Reptile in the first one. Like, oh shit, we need someone who's done this already.
And that's a problem throughout this whole movie. Everything looks like they went to Spirit Halloween and got the Spirit Halloween version of their character.
Yeah.
And yes, all the way through this movie.
Well, one thing not mentioned in this, and I'm not sure that it was already in the lore, but the first Sub-Zero technically does come back later, if I'm correct on who the ninja was. I think he's fighting Noob Saibot later.
Yes, it is kind of Noob Saibot / yes.
Yeah, so that is actually the first Sub-Zero come back. So that's in the lore. So he's actually back in this movie, but we don't even make mention of that. Matter of fact,
you know what? That lore is already a better storyline than what we've been dealing with.
Well, I mean, shit, you get Sub-Zero brought back in, and you get a Sub-Zero Scorpion fight here, so you're thinking that's going to be pretty badass, right?
Sure, yeah, but I mean, it was short, but it looked right. This is what I kind of wish all the fights look like. They did a bunch of shots where it's from the side, so it looks like the side-scrolling fighting on a platform. I wish most of the fights had done that.
I do have one problem with this scene, and it had nothing to do with the way it was shot, or, matter of fact, you're right, the way it was shot was fucking awesome. But why did they animate his chains? Like, they made his chains have, like, where they could bite and shit on the end of them. Were they like that in the first movie?
They did that in the first one when he fought Johnny Cage
in the woods.
Really cool woods where all the trees lined up perfectly.
Get over here!
Yeah, they had like snapping, but Is Scorpion have 2 chains in one hand?
No,
that feels like it's like, well, everyone loved the chain on the first one. That means they'll love 2 chains.
Yeah,
I do like how he did the jumped out of his the frozen version. That's a nice nod. That whole scene. My problem with the scene is that it ended.
Yeah, that was probably the best scene in the whole movie, as far as fight scenes go.
Because the rest are these like sloppy, up close, shaky camera crap, and it almost looks like Texas Walker Ranger stunts. It's just like kick.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of them remind me of your basic martial arts movies from the 90s, even maybe the 80s. Just like I don't have examples off the top of my head because I didn't really like watching them because they were the same shit over and over and over. But yeah, basic fighting except for this one scene here. And this scene ends with Liu Kang saving Sub-Zero from falling, and another little nod back to one of his moves on the game. But you see Sub-Zero do his little, or Sub-Zero, you see Scorpion do his little teleport thing, and he shows up right behind Katana. And then he yells a word I've never heard him say.
I don't think when he became a demon thing that he was into more modern terms.
Yeah, that was... I don't know. I thought that was kind of stupid. That's where we end with Katana for a while. Jump over, and we're looking for Jax now. And you got Sonya getting dropped off at this facility by Raiden, and I guess he's just going to keep going to wherever. He's going to the Elder Gods. But
yeah,
she goes into this facility, and Jax is the only one here. Like, literally, there's nobody else there except for him, and he's chained to a fucking table, and he doesn't seem bothered by this.
He wasn't. I think she brought him out of a coma or something. Like, he woke up.
Okay.
Like the procedure had been done. It kind of reminded me of 28 Days Later. He woke up and everything had gone to hell. Or
the beginning of The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. So I could accept that. But it's just that weird that he goes from, we were hunting down someone at a nightclub. I lost track of her. And, well, I guess I'll go get cybernetic arms. Because it'd only been technically a week.
Well, so he's got metal arms now, like you just alluded to. And then we get more people coming out of a portal.
Yes.
Same
awful
portal
fireballs.
from earlier. Yep.
Run.
Now, this right here is actually the scene that made me want to see the movie. When I saw the commercials, you get to see Cyrax. Yellow,
that fucking yellow paint.
Oh, yeah. He's badass.
Death is the only way out. Major Briggs, Sonya Blade, Shao Kahn will be pleased.
He just looks thin. It's like his. I don't know. He should look a little bulkier, but he looks.
There's something missing, but I mean, for cheap costumes, at least it looks halfway decent.
At least he's mostly hard plastic instead of just like soft rubber flopping around.
Yeah, but you get Jax decides to fight Cyrax, and I love how Jax always just he picks who he fights and always sends Sonya wherever the hell she wants. Like here. I got this guy. You get the minions. And that other scene, she even makes mention how leftovers are good with her, She just keeps getting whatever's left. This scene has what I thought was going to be the worst offender of, fucking CGI in this whole movie. It gets way worse later.
Like the closest thing we get to gore?
Yeah, well, so he shoots his fucking net that grabs him, and it's supposed to, like, in the game, the net grabs him and pulls him to him. It's kind of like
yeah, they combined it because there was a fatality where he would make someone melt.
Yeah, so they basically just gave him his fatality midway through the fight. So he launches out this net, and this guy melts. And I don't know if you would call this melt. Like,
they had to avoid the blood and stuff. It was the closest we were going to get to a Mortal Kombat game, because I think they kind of forget what made Mortal Kombat so popular was the controversy and the uprise from parents.
That was just so bad. It's so unforgivable how bad that was. I mean, that was Spawn level bad. So, like I said earlier, you do get a few of the flashback scene, or not flashback scenes, but scenes that kind of reference the game directly. And this is what I said about Sonya's fatality. You got this big fire going, and there's some kind of powder in the floor, and she
Sure,
picks it up.
that she knew it was flammable. We didn't see a bottle saying with the flammable symbol. We just see kind of some words. It should have been filmed from a different angle, side, so that way she could fully get in that position, just like make her get in the exact same position in the game.
Yeah, something. I mean, I did like that they went this route and did this. I don't understand how it would have worked, period. But it is what it is. She blows this handful. And watch, he burns up like he would in the game, how it went through him.
And I mean, the fireball looks so bad, it looks like a scene from The Running Man.
It was better fire than something we watched recently. And he loved the Halloween one. But that's all we get of Cyrax. That was his whole scene.
Yeah, the other guy had missiles, and the missiles looked pretty good.
Cyrax, I didn't like his... The way he shot the net out, pretty cool. But the fact that it turned into what it did ruined it. So go ahead and jump back to Outworld, and we got Shao Kahn's generals are all there, talking, arguing. This is where Shiva tries to fight Motaro.
Yeah,
what you were talking about. And then Khan comes walking in, and he's pissed off at Rain, who's the purple ninja. Pissed off at him about something.
Yeah, it would have been nice if maybe they shot something. Probably didn't. Yeah, but I guess he just took it out on him, or maybe it's like, well, we can't find anything for Rain to do. Turned out they said we have too many ninjas. We got to get rid of one real quick.
Yeah, so he fucking throws his ass into a fire pit, and boom, Rain's gone. Another character.
You think Rain wouldn't be affected by fire?
Just surround yourself in water real quick. Bam. Problem's done. Bam. So Shao Kahn makes Sindel his second in command. So I guess you kind of have to do that to please the wife. But jump back to Liu Kang still looking for Nightwolf. Real quick. I hadn't... Did you notice that, everything's starting to merge together. So that's something we haven't talked about. They start to see like little things here and there from one world and the other, and one world and the other. But when they go to the Outworld later, I don't know why this just come up. Not a single person was brought over. They got like the Golden Gate Bridge is floating there. They got
it showed it. You see a quick shot of cars and there's skeletons in them. And they say they're stuck between the realms, so they're like it's almost like they're hinting that they're like in some purgatory, half dead, half alive thing.
Okay, so that's supposed to be some kind of like limbo thing.
Yeah,
I was trying to figure out how that was working, because I'm literally like, where are all the fucking people disappearing to? Like, merging the worlds isn't going to do anything if everybody dies when they combine. But okay.
That's two movies that this review has done where merging the worlds is the plot of the villain.
Well, as he's back to Liu Kang, as he's walking the desert, he gets attacked by a wolf, which transforms into a Native American, which we know as Nightwolf.
Yeah.
That CGI was not bad.
It wasn't that bad. You know why? It was quick, and we didn't look at it for too long. But do you recognize the actor who plays Nightwolf?
No.
He is the native in Indian in the Cupboard.
Really? Was there not a lot of like Indian actors?
I think there's only two, because there's a Kick and Wing from Joe Dirt. That's like their Brad Pitt.
I feel like somehow Danny Trejo could have pulled it off, though. Danny Trejo's Nightwolf. Come on, man. Well, he's going to teach Liu Kang how to find his animality, and then
with a concussion.
Yeah, so it knocks his ass out, man. Just fucking bust him in the head with his, I guess, his hatchet, right?
Yeah. It didn't even get to turn green, did it?
I don't think so. I think he just.
I think it shimmied. It did. It was just so quick and didn't look good. Okay, bye, Nightwolf. That's it. Never see Nightwolf again.
He's done. I think you hear a voice later, but that's it. But he sees a bunch of different shit while he's laying on the ground, whatever. But freaks out. But he wakes up in the same spot he went to bed. Now it's snowing.
And
deserts kill me. And then out of nowhere, like, no, you go from this.
And
Yeah. There's this fucking half-naked chick come walking up. And by half-naked, I mean she's wearing 2 halves of a burlap sack. One
Sure,
is
yeah.
underwear and one is part of a shirt. I don't fucking know.
I think that'd be my first thing. It's like, something ain't right. Yeah, just a half-naked China lady who says her name and then wants me. It's like,
So when she said
might be
I'm
concussed.
Jade, that threw me off. I was like, that can't be Jade. That sucks. Like Jade's the green like palette swap female ninja. And naturally after she tries to seduce him and he turns her down. You know, we get to see that, oh, okay, Jade, she transforms into it, and now she's back to being that. And then she fights him for a little bit. And after gets her ass kicked, as it's a test.
Yeah, it's a test. Does that mean she was working for Nightwolf? Doesn't seem like it. I'm so confused. When did he learn the aminality?
Yeah. See, while he was out and seeing all those hallucinations and stuff, you see his eyes kind of turn a little.
Oh, yeah, that's it. That's how he learned his aminality. He took a nap. Aminu.
We jump back to Shao Kahn, and he's got Katana in a cage above his table, just kind of swinging there. What we learn here is the reason Katana hates Kahn, because the story on this is not canon whatsoever, because you find out yeah. Now, there's some stuff in here that threw me off when they said it, so I was curious. But yeah, they still got it where she hates Kahn because he led to her mother killing herself. And yeah, so that's the whole reason she hates Kahn. That's the reason everything's going on.
Just brought her back to life, got her to kill herself, brought her back to life just to be a kind of a slave?
Yeah. I mean, she's the rightful ruler of Edenia, which was, another one of the realms. You know, you got Outworld, Netherworld, Earth Realm.
Shrimp soup, shrimp stew, shrimp salad.
Edenia. Those are all different realms inside of this.
I am learning so much today. Here, now it's my turn to learn. The woman who played Sindel, we can say that Sindel, probably pronouncing it wrong. We would say that she's kind of a siren, especially based off what her main power is.
So
you could loosely say.
Yeah.
Well, she played a siren in another movie. Oh, brother, where art thou? She's one of those 3 chicks singing at the river.
That's funny. I did not know that.
Neither did I until I clicked on the link.
Well, you got Sonya and Jax walking, and they're arguing because Jax is trying to figure out what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, and she is doing anything but just telling the fucking story.
I can't explain it. The merger is closed. We've only got a few days left. Use your imagination.
Use my imagination.
Well, and then once again, she gets herself in a shit ton of trouble because she walks off from him, pissed off at him for some reason. And then she gets attacked by Melina, who is
another palette swap female ninja.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat got lazy there for a little bit. But
I did like it turn into mud wrestling.
Oh yeah, that was nice. Now, what they lacked there to really show that was Melina is Melina has the same blood in her that Baraka does. So her mouth looks like Baraka's mouth, the monster.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. And they didn't get a chance to see that.
Yeah. Very disappointed in that.
Would have loved to seen if they would have tried CG or shitty rubber mouth. Ooh.
Well, if they went with how they actually made Baraka in this, they would do shitty rubber mouth. Holy
just
fuck.
Clearly kitchen scissors that just cut one of the extra Baraka mouths and just stick it on her face. That would have been great.
God, so bad.
Woo!
But after Sonya won that fight there, a statue turns into a very badly animated monster of some kind. Jack saves the day, but what the fuck is this monster? What is it supposed to be?
I don't know, because I think we see it one more time, so it's like a dog. It kind of has a shark's mouth.
I assumed it was going to somehow be reptile somehow.
Yes, because actually, in 95, Reptile, he would turn into a lizard similar like that with similar teeth, but he was a lot smaller.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on. Either way, it was terrible. Like that hit a low for this movie, seeing that thing pop out because it was unnecessary.
We got our Black Knight. Yeah, great acting.
Well, he's just sitting there punching, and I mean, what else are you supposed to do? Well, we get Raiden now being a tattletale running to the Elder Gods, trying to figure out.
It is fair. What is the point of these fucking rules if they could be broken just so? Because who cares?
These gods didn't give a shit either.
No.
But there was a question. He was told he could ask 3 questions.
Sure.
The second question, the response he got makes no sense. He asked him, "So you will stand by and watch the ruination of Earth?" That was what he asked. Their response is, "You are correct in believing Katana is the key to closing Khan's portals."
Yeah, clearly they cut time, and someone in editing bay is like, "Yeah, it works enough. I'm ready to go home."
There had to be something missing there because those two did not match whatsoever. It's like they were reading his mind instead of answering the questions he asked.
Yeah, because all right, yeah. Another reason why you're always pressured to shrink your movie is because the shorter your movie, the more times they can play it during the day, which means more times they can put more seats in those theaters.
Oh yeah, yep. Back to Sonya and Jax. They run into Liu Kang and Jade. Why was Sonya so jealous of Jade?
Because that's what women do.
Well, it's like Sonya's like, where's Katana? You ditched her for her? Like, no, you dumb bitch. She was kidnapped. This person still doesn't really make sense where she came from, but this person's supposed to be healthy.
She's kind of a meta god. Do I have to babysit her? Can't she fight?
But they have to start running because out of nowhere, a giant horseback army led by Shao Kahn and Sindel have just arrived out of nowhere. Here comes Raiden doing a front flip out of the temple.
No, it was just out of thin air.
Without Raiden, it's hopeless.
Straight up thin air.
Holy shit. Oh, and I'm even more wrong. It was a double front flip.
Never give up hope.
Yeah. And he looked like he stuck the landing. I don't know. I'm trying to think how they could have done that. But I give up. You could definitely tell that when he gets close to the camera, he almost fell into the camera as it zoomed out.
Without Raiden, it's hopeless.
Yeah, where the fuck does he? Yeah, you're right. He just comes out of nowhere. That's so bad.
Never
and what
give
is
up
this
hope.
new look?
Yeah, I don't know. And it's like, is that Raiden? It's like, he kind of changed his hair slightly, guys.
Sounds just like him. His face looks just like him.
Yeah, he's just wearing
like
a gay
Clark Kent
vest.
taking off his glasses, you know.
Even though this would have been the best time for him to put the helmet on. Because then they go, "Is that Raiden?" And then he lifts his head up. It's like, yes, it is. That would have been nicer.
He decides he's going to open a portal. Like I said earlier, he can just open portals.
Right, but his powers are losing.
Well, yeah, but earlier he could have sent everybody via portal instead of on dangerous, super monkey ball track.
Gandalf could have called his eagles.
Okay,
so
I guess the movie's just over at that point. He's given some inspirational speech while he's trying to get a portal open. And while doing this, Sindel starts screaming and the mountains just start exploding going around.
Yeah.
And, just for movie logic, they escape just in time, right before their area gets blown up. But I guess that actually was the plan, you find out, because Shao Kahn's happy they fell for it.
Okay. Yeah, and I forget, why did they need to go to Outworld at that point? Was it just because they needed to get out of there?
No, I don't remember why they needed to go to Outworld, but Shao Kahn wanted them in Outworld because Raiden was weaker there. I think they needed Outworld because they looked at that as the easiest way to get to Khan because they know they have to take Khan out. Actually, at this point, they think they just got to reunite Sindel and Katana. Outworld, you got Jade telling the group there's a secret passageway into Khan's fortress so they can rescue Katana. And we get Sindel popping up out of nowhere with a bunch of random, with some ninjas, which there appears to be 3 of them.
I started just calling these ninjas. Wait, is this the smoky ninjas?
Yeah, this is the Noob Saibot.
Okay. All right. I have a problem. There was 2 entrances they brought these ninjas in. They shouldn't have used the first one. I slowed this one down. The CG was 100% not finished. They have no faces. They have no faces, and their animations just stop at one point while the other one's coming, and they all get in the exact same pose. It was just as bad, or at least it was more boring, but at least it was finished. Why didn't they just stick with this one? Done. It was the exact same shot, just one was done in-house and looked complete.
Now, I may be being a little too picky here as well, but
all right.
Noob Saibot is only 2 ninjas. You got the guy that was original Sub-Zero plus the little demon thing that's attached to him.
Right.
So I don't know how there's 3 ninjas there.
Yeah,
but
I was going to say they needed something for everyone to fight, but no, there's more people still than this ninjas.
Yeah, and not just that, but it's just Raiden fighting the ninjas, and I believe only I think only Katana fights. Oh yeah, no, Baraka's all done pop in here. But no, this scene right here does have another follow-up with, like I said, Raiden fighting Noob Saibot. Another reference to the video games. He uppercuts him, and he goes through a ceiling, and then Raiden jumps up into the ceiling like they did a level transition.
Yes.
So, thought that was really cool. But Liu Kang...
There was hope, but boy, there was so much not.
Well, you could almost point out everything that Ed Boon had anything to do with.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would say every reference that's actually from the video game directly is going to have to be something that he put in there.
Yeah.
But Liu Kang, wandering around this, finally finds Katana and gets attacked by a bunch of Baraka. Like, I believe they're like...
Yeah, there's 2, and then what's hilarious is one just 100% disappears.
Yeah, was there only 2? I thought there was like 3 or 4 of them, man. Seems like there was a lot more.
I only remember 1.
Oh,
and I don't remember it looking this bad.
Yeah, see, that one's actually supposed to be Baraka there with the white shirt on. But there's another 1 or 2 that come in after he gets knocked down and he gets back up again.
Yeah.
Because they're never going to keep him down. But that definitely looked like a fucking Spirit Halloween mask right there.
Oh, yes. Shaking, and it was just all jiggling. Yeah, everything was off. Everything looked loose on him.
But this fight doesn't last long. He ends up killing Baraka.
Mm-hmm.
And then after he saves, he gets Katana out. Shiva comes running in, and you're like, okay, good. We got to see how this fight's going to go.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, yeah.
And then, bam, Liu Kang drops a cage on her, and now she's gone. You're like, what the fuck? Why? They're just running through characters. If they planned on doing a 3rd movie, they used a lot of characters up here for no reason.
Mm-hmm. They did that in that remake. They showed us some characters and then started chopping them up a little bit, but at least they actually showed us gore.
But they've got Sindel and Katana together, and they're trying to get the portals closed, and their plan didn't work. I'm still not quite sure what the plan was, other than Katana telling her she loves her, and that was supposed to do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But during this exchange, you find out Jade betrayed them and is working for Sindel.
But that wasn't a shock. Raiden was already on it. He already had
finished off Sindel.
After she blasted you, I surprised her from behind.
Maybe she did come in handy after all, huh?
See, he knows something's up, but then he's very, very surprised.
Yeah, no, he knew what was going on. But what did she do exactly to betray them? Just lie and got Sindel there? Because nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing did, unless that it was, Sindel, just pretend you're knocked out, and I'll say I did it. That way you can wake up and laugh at fucking Katana later. That's
all she did. Yeah. Like, nothing happened. She did her little spin over and over until she teleported, and Jade ran away. And then after this, you get a long conversation where you find out that Shao Kahn and Raiden are brothers.
Right, because we are introduced to the father. Is the father a real character from these games?
Yes, when you find out who he's supposed to be portraying, he portrays Shinnok.
Right.
Now, Raiden and Shao Kahn are not brothers in the games. It is
Okay.
referenced in 2 different games, this one and Mortal Kombat vs. DC, which are also not canon. I hated that. But then you jump back to Shao Kahn, and he's just beating the shit out of Jade, and he's like, he's upset at her now for some reason, and I was confused about that.
Yeah.
And when he's upset about something, he takes care of it, and he feeds it to that fucking monster that shows up at...
Oh, yeah. I guess they thought we needed to see that again.
All right, so that right there, so bad. That kind of reminded me of Men in Black with the cockroach swallowing K.
It's
not near as good.
It's like half as good as what that cockroach looked like. Because you can get but the cockroach looked like a cockroach. It makes sense why he's so shiny.
Yeah. Oh man, that was so bad. It's like the graphics started going downhill the further the movie got.
Well,
so
apparently they were biting off more they could chew, and they were forced to send it out with incomplete CGI. So I'm thinking everything needed a few more passes for texture, and they weren't allowed to.
Dude, some shit looks like they just said they went with first go around. Like, all right, let's just go with this. It looks okay.
And they said, "Yep, send it." That's probably what the 3 ninjas coming out of the walls was. That was probably just like a storyboard.
Well, we're back to the heroes. They're walking to Khan's castle. And that's why I said the worlds are merging quick, because this is where you start seeing bridges and all kinds of shit showing up.
Yeah, you see the Twin Towers. Sad. Never forget.
Then they're walking up, and you get like this hint at who's going to be fighting who, because we get Rain, Motaro, and Sindel showing up out of nowhere. And it flashes where it looks like Rain and Sonya are going to fight, Motaro and Jax are going to, and Sindel and Katana. Now, Shao Kahn apparently is able to kill Raiden with one blast from his little thing here in Outworld. So shoots Raiden, he goes flying, Raiden dies, Liu Kang gets pissed, and that's where this big fight starts. The montage fight where you're jumping back and forth, seeing a little bit of this fight, a little bit of that fight, you know?
Yeah, but they're all so choppy that I did not care. I only cared about the Scorpion Sub-Zero one.
It was a good fight. That one was fun.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I mean, the only thing we got was a nice line from
Mr. Ed is mine.
That's kind of, you always got to have the black guy with the one-liners in the 90s.
Well,
Ice Cube and Anaconda.
Oh, have you seen the new Anaconda?
No, I have not.
It was a fun watch.
Put it on the list.
Motaro rips Jack's metal arms off, which I was a little confused. I thought those were like somehow actually installed in him, like wired up to him somehow.
Yeah, hence the surgery, not just wearing it like a vest.
Yeah,
that's why he was knocked out.
Yeah, so I figured ripping them off, there'd be blood, there'd be something coming off. No, they just come off. It was like a shirt. It was stupid.
I did like how they did it in that newer movie that's just called Mortal Kombat, where he actually lost his arms. Wasn't it like frozen off by Sub-Zero?
Yeah, it was something like, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was fighting Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero grabbed his arms, froze him, and broke him off. And they take him to temple. They put those magic like Pinocchio hands on him. And then when he finds his inner power, they turn into the cyborg looking deal.
Yeah. After a couple seconds of worry, because everybody's getting their asses kicked here, the music changes and the good guys all start winning at the same exact time.
It's like when, Hulkamania kicks on. Yeah. I want to be an American.
But Jax knocks out Motaro.
I got everything I need right here.
Just knocks him out.
Yeah.
He has no more. He's just punching him normal.
Yeah, you just see him.
So, yeah, he knocks him out, but Sonya straight up murders Rain. Throws him on the ground and then snaps his neck.
She snapped like 4 necks in this movie.
Yeah, she is psycho. I mean, he let a centaur live. She just snapped this dude's neck. Whatever. What is this fight scene? Liu Kang is getting his ass kicked. And he turns into the dragon.
Well, not after. Hang on. This is when the elders show up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because Shinnok was about to pop up and help.
He was going to cheat because now they care about rules.
Yeah. So they show up to prevent him from cheating, even though this is already cheating, which doesn't make any fucking sense.
And before I even play this clip, my nipples are getting a little hard.
The fate of the universe will be decided as it should be.
In Mortal Kombat.
I like the fourth wall breaking that Liu Kang does. It's like, oh, the music's on?
Yeah,
But boy, is it spoiled.
God, like you get all excited. You got it coming up. You got the big fight scene that you've been waiting for. And they fight for what? 20 seconds before they do their transformation?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I just realized I did it wrong. No, we do the CGI and then the elder gods show up.
See, that's what I thought, yeah.
Yes. Oh, that looks great.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
I don't know which one's worse of the two. I think it's Liu Kang slightly looks worse.
They both look extremely bad, but when he rips out of they show it a little bit when the thing rips out of his back and like explodes or whatever. Worst offender of the whole movie.
Yeah.
I mean, naturally, everybody knows Liu Kang goes off and wins this god-awful fight. And, I mean, the graphics that would make early Godzilla movies blush. That's how bad these were. This looks so terrible, man. They could have just picked up two toys and had them, like, claymation fighting, and it would have looked better.
Or just stuck with claymation. Please, they needed something to do.
Oh, it was so bad. But this fight... It ends, like I said, with him, that thing exploding out of his back, and boom, he's gone. Khan's dad, I guess...
Fucking goes to the Phantom Zone? What was this?
Straight up looks like some Superman shit.
Yeah, what? Cool.
Oh my god.
A character I didn't know his purpose. He was dad, and he's gone. He did absolutely nothing in this movie.
Well, that's what they did with a lot of these characters. They introduced them very shortly without any real introductions and then killed them off. I mean, Rain had no point in being in this movie. Shiva had no point in being in this movie. That Shinnok had no point in being in this movie. Hell, Sub-Zero outside of the Scorpion fight, I guess, had no point, but...
Where'd he go? Why didn't he go with them? I thought he was being friends, like he wanted, like they had a common enemy. Where'd he go?
Know. But the world started separating again, and they're back out in like sunny, wherever the hell they're at.
It's like somewhere in Thailand. It's always that temple.
And the Elder Gods go over and revive Raiden, basically, and I guess make him one of the Elder Gods, which makes sense because that does happen in one of the games at some point. So he does become an Elder God. And then Raiden gives a little speech to them and teleports off. Right? It should be end of the movie. I have a question, though.
Yes.
Why is Sindel there with them celebrating like she's all fucking happy? She was dead before. Should she not be dead again?
Yeah, we never saw whatever spell was broken, therefore should be dead. Even if we ignore that she's going to be alive, we never saw a spell get broken.
Exactly. She was brought, like, was it Shinnok that brought it? I mean, I would assume it was Shinnok because he was always the necromancer type person that brought her to life. He's gone to wherever. I wouldn't figure that she would turn good. I figured she would just go ahead and die like she was dead already.
Let her go back to heaven or wherever you go in this universe. Well, I guess heaven because Jesus is real.
The earth was created in 6 days, so too shall it be destroyed.
But that's all I got on my notes. So if you got anything else to hit before we go to the end.
Well, let's see. I wrote why 600 times in a row. Why? Yeah, I think we're good.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes critics 4%.
Oh,
Fans, 24%.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Right.
Don't listen to critics.
Yeah. So I'll start by saying this. It actually isn't as bad of a movie as everyone says it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't take it wrong what I'm saying. It's bad. It is a bad movie. It's not as bad. It's got some fun parts, especially if you grew up a Mortal Kombat fan like myself. It was a lot of fun seeing them cram as many characters as they could in here, regardless of like how long they stayed. It was just fun to see them actually utilize more than 4 or 5 characters. The fight scene's pretty generic for martial arts movies of the time. They got boring outside of the Scorpion Sub-Zero fight. I did enjoy the way the characters looked, even though some of them were a little cartoony, except for one exception. You said you liked Shao Kahn. I did too, except for when they
mask.
But when they dropped his mask, I hated it.
Yeah, so if he kept his mask on and never talked, would have been perfect.
I could have lived with him talking. It sucked, but he just lost all menace he had when he took it off. There was nothing about him. It was like, oh, scary. But with all that, yeah, the movie was and will always be a bad movie. It sucked, but it's a bad movie that I might end up watching again at some point. And I'll give this one honestly about a 32%.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going a little less. In hindsight, the first Mortal Kombat movie was just okay. It played it safe, stayed grounded, and gave us a functional tournament arc. It was a 50% effort that worked because it didn't overreach. Annihilation, however, is twice as bad as the original, with a 25% disaster that proves more is definitely not better. So yes, that's my rating, 25%. Producers blew their load trying to cram every character from the third game into a 95-minute window. It turned this film into a crowded toy box where nobody got breathing room. They had to cut if they had cut the roster in half and actually developed the story, like them, Katana, Sindel, or any story about the cyber ninjas, we could have had a great movie, but instead we got a parade of rubbery masks and blink and you miss it cameos. They could have been fearless and leaned into the game's mechanics. Imagine if every fight was a one-on-one recreation of the game. Wide shots and 2D planes with backgrounds that actually matched the stage. It may have been cheesy, but just like the first-person sequence from 2005's Doom, it would have been iconic. Instead, we traded a vibrant style of the games for generic, muddy sets that look like a basement. The biggest failure for both films is the sanitation. The excuse they needed was a PG-13 rating with a wider audience. The games were legendary because of the mature rating. The fans already were there. In the 90s, the home video and rental market was where risky movies earned their street cred and created loyal fans. By stripping away the blood, they stripped away the edge that defined the brand. Verdict: Mortal Kombat Annihilation is what happens when you prioritize quantity over quality and corporate safety over soul of source material. It replaced the fatality of the arcade with the friendship budget, and the result was a flawless victory for the trash bin. 25%.
25%. You're right on board with all the other fans on Rotten Tomatoes, man. Hey, biggest complaint, 11 and a half minutes of credits at the end without any bonus scenes. That seems like a lot.
No, because if not, it would have been 11 more minutes they would have tried to figure out or create new characters.
Oh, bud. Well, this was fun, but that's going to do it for us tonight. Before you get out of here, make sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for stopping in. Have a good one.
I don't know much longer I can take all this whacked out junk, but you do look good in mud.
Jax.
What do you do?